No doggies today. How did that happen? They must not have heard me getting the camera out. How are you doing on this Sunday? Do you feel like hanging out in the kitchen with me today while I show you my dupe on El Pollo Loco's crunchy chicken tacos and their green salsa? This is one you are not going to want to miss. So come on in. Let's get started. What do I have going on for you for today? Well, today I'm going to be showing you how you can make El Pollo Locos. Do you have one of those where you live? I don't know if that's all over the US or if it's just something here in California, but oh my word, El Pollo Loco has the best crunchy chicken tacos I have ever tasted, and their green salsa paired with it is, oh my goodness, scrumptious. Two of my favorite things to eat, and I figured out how to make it at home, and boy oh boy, I think it might even be better. I can't wait to show you how you can make your own crunchy chicken tacos and El Pollo Loco's green salsa. And I figured I'd finish today off with a Come Sit With Me Sunday, giving you an update on how the girls and I are doing, where we're at, and what are some of our trials and tribulations are right now, and our successes. I know over the last couple of weeks I've kind of gone back and forth on how I wanted to incorporate updates for our journey into my content, whether it be through a membership, which was not my best idea ever, or starting a second channel. And I really thought that I would be up to starting a second channel, but it's just not something that I have the energy for, the mental energy for right now. And so I figured, you know what? I was talking to Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap about it, and she had given me the idea of what about incorporating an update with one of your recipes, Kelly, once a month, and just kind of add it as a bonus at the end, so you're not flooding your channel with your journey and your updates. You're still gonna put out DIY content for those who subscribe to your channel for that reason. And then there's those who came for my recipes and my updates. And so I figured, you know what, when I do one of my really good recipes at the end of it, I will then incorporate a Come Sit With Me Sunday, and the updates will be on a Sunday, letting you all know how we're doing. So it's kind of a twofer. And so yeah, I think that, I know that that is the route that I'm gonna go. And so for now, I'm gonna quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it and let's make some El Pollo Loco crunchy chicken tacos. These are a showstopper. These are a family favorite here at my house, and I guarantee they will be ones that your family loves as well. And the green salsa, oh my word, is so easy and so delicious. You are not gonna wanna miss this. For today's crunchy chicken tacos, crunchy or crispy, we're gonna need chicken breast. This is a 6-pack. It's gonna make 3 meals for right under $15 for us, so you can't beat that. Today, I'll be using 2 of the chicken breasts, and these chicken breasts are pretty large, and even just using 2 of them, it's gonna make enough for leftovers for us. And so that's a win. I do rinse off my chicken because I don't know about you, but when I touch the chicken, it tends to be a bit slimy, and I just hate the thought of cooking with that on it. So I give it a good rinse off before I cook it, and it just kind of helps pull off any of the extra fat. And yeah, you see what I'm pulling off of this. I'm not sure if you're supposed to put that down your drain, but I just did. Somebody will probably tell me I shouldn't. I will be using an Instapot to cook my chicken today. This is a Pioneer Woman one, and I absolutely love this. So taking the metal pot, I'm going to go ahead and stick 2 of the chicken breasts in there. Now, when cooking with an Instapot, there is a minimum fill line and a maximum fill line in order to cook with the pressure cooker. I'm gonna go right in between the minimum and the maximum, just covering up my chicken with water. And yes, I am using tap water because I'm cooking with it. So yeah, why not? Once I've got my water in there, I'm gonna go ahead and place my pot back in the Instapot, and I'm gonna add some chicken bouillon to this because I like to cook my chicken with more than just water. I feel like it adds to the flavoring of the chicken, and the more flavorful the chicken is, the better these chicken tacos are going to be. When replacing the lid, I'm gonna lock it into place there. There is a vent here on the top that you wanna make sure is closed, and that is gonna allow for the pressure to build up in the Instapot. I'm gonna use the poultry setting. I've got it set at 50 minutes. I don't need to do anything else. It's gonna take about 15 minutes for the pressure cooker to build up pressure before it starts cooking. Now for the rest of those chicken breasts, the other 4, I like to use a food saver now. This was, truth be told, something that I had bought Ray a couple Christmases ago that he never used. So I brought it over to the house and decided I would utilize it. I love using it now that I'm using it because you can make your own size bag. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and seal the bottom of the bag. Now with these bags, I found that using the food saver bags, it is a bit pricey to buy those, but you can buy off-brand rolls on Amazon that are very inexpensive. It is more inexpensive than buying a Ziploc baggie. I went ahead, you can see that I sealed the bottom. Now the great part about this is I can make whatever size bag I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down to the size that I need for 2 chicken breasts, and here I've got a bag that is going to fit my 2 chicken breasts. Once I put my 2 chicken breasts in there, I am good to go ahead and seal it. This food saver comes with a vacuum seal. So once it's on, I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum seal it, which is going to then remove all the air out of the bag, which is going to make my chicken last a bit longer than normal. Once I vacuumed it, I'm gonna go ahead and seal it. And there I have got 1 meal. I love this, and chicken doesn't take very long to thaw out, and so it is one of those things that you can pull out that morning, set it in some water or put it in your fridge. Your chicken's gonna be thawed out, and yeah, that's kind of how I do it. I know I'm going on a tangent, but once I open it up, you will see that my chicken, come on Kelly, show it, is sealed in the bag. It's got a place where I can date it and put what it is, how many is in there. And so yeah, I love this. This is part of my new regimen of storing food. I'm really trying to cut back on buying more than I need to by, I would guess, meal planning is what I'm doing. And it was something I've tried in the past, but I'm really making an effort to do it now that I'm cooking more. And yeah, this just kind of helps. And so, like I said, I got 3 meals for Kayla, Allie, and I for under $15 just buying that 6-pack of chicken breast. And now these are good to store and ready for 2 more meals for us. This hands down is one of the easiest salsas to make. Cilantro avocado salsa, the best one at El Pollo Loco. And if you don't have an El Pollo Loco in your state, you need to try this salsa because it's amazing. A quick hack, when removing the leaves from the stalk of the cilantro, if you take a fork and just kind of rake it through the cilantro, it's gonna remove the leaves off the stalk. Some people don't like having the stalk of the cilantro in their salsa. They just like the leaves. I don't much mind it. I feel like the stalk has a lot of flavor added to it too, and a little bit of crunch, so it doesn't bother me. But nonetheless, it's a fun hack, so rake your cilantro with a fork and you'll get just the leaves. You're gonna need an avocado. A riper one will do the trick. When does that ever happen that you cut an avocado in half and the seed breaks in half as well? This is a first for me, but whatever. This isn't the ripest avocado, but it's a nice ripeness. Is that even a word? Well, okay, it is now. And we'll just add that to the Kelly Barlow vocabulary dictionary that we're going back to. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the avocado from the skin. And you really only need 1 avocado, but if you want it to be more avocado-y, that's another new word, add another avocado. It really is up to you, make it your own, but 1 is gonna do the trick and you're gonna get a lot. I'm using a magic bullet to mix this, and so to the avocado, I'm gonna add my 1 bunch of cilantro leaves, not stalk. And I'm also going to add, where are you, Kelly? 1 jalapeno, and I'm gonna stem it and seed it. And 1 brown onion. Well, not even 1. I'm gonna use a half of a brown onion. To this, I'm gonna add 3/4 to 1 cup of water to what is going to be my salsa, and some distilled white vinegar is needed. Maybe a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half, depending on the acidity that you want. Like I said, I'm using my magic bullet because it's small, it's easy. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this up, and you can just already see how much you're gonna get with just the small amount of ingredients that we're using for this. If you wanna add lime to this and salt to taste, you can. I tend to leave that to the end because Kayla likes more lime than I do, but would you look at this salsa? Oh my word, it is amazing. Now, I let this go for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, over the 50 that the chicken took, because I got to doing some other stuff around the house. I vented it and released the seal, and would you look, I have got 2 chicken breasts in there that when I put them on this cutting board and I use a fork, wait until you see, yeah, look at how easily this shreds just using the forks. From being in there, what was it, a little bit over 2 hours, the Instapot is probably one of my favorite things to cook with, more so than my crock pot. I will pull out my crock pot if I'm gonna be gone for the day and I want a meal ready when I get home. But the Instapot, you just can't beat it. It is just one of those appliances that I feel like is a must, along with the air fryer these days, right? So once I've got my chicken fairly shredded up, I like to keep kind of the scraps off to the side because the dogs get it in their dog food at night. And the broth, if I don't have plans for the broth, that also goes in the dog food bowl to rehydrate their food, because I do rehydrate their food. So really none of it gets wasted. And I'm not gonna lie, the dogs do get spoiled and they get a bit of the shredded chicken as well. I'll be using some corn tortillas for my tacos today. Corn tortillas, if you stick them in the microwave for 20 seconds, it is going to soften them up quite a bit. So when you go to fill them with your chicken and fry them, they don't crack and break. And so yeah, it makes them pretty pliable and they're not gonna break. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a bit of chicken to both of my tortillas. I believe I have canola oil that I've heated up to temperature for my tacos to fry them in. I use a smaller pan to do my tacos because, truth be told, I'm kind of frugal and I hate wasting oil. And so I just do 1 taco at a time, so that way I'm not wasting a whole pan of oil. I don't know why, it was what my mom used to do. It's what I do because I just hate wasting it. I'm gonna fry my tacos until my tortilla shells get good and crispy. I like them crispy because the more crispy they are, the more crunchy they are, and oh my word. Once I've got them good and crispy, I'm gonna put them on a paper plate with a paper towel to absorb some of that oil. And oh my goodness, look at the steam come out of that. I'm gonna open up that shell, add some of my avocado cilantro salsa, and a dash of salt. I'm a salt person, I love salt, I can't help it. Probably end up with high blood pressure someday, but I love salt. This is how I like my tacos. I'm a simpleton. And let me just tell you, oh my word, these are the best tacos you have ever tasted because that meat is moist, it is juicy, it is flavorful, and that salsa takes it right over the top. Yeah, those tacos are amazing. And I really feel like they can be done with shredded beef if you don't want to do the chicken. I just really love chicken and these tacos are amazing. I am a simpleton and so I don't need to add cheese and lettuce and tomato and sour cream. Kayla does. I just like it with the chicken, the tortilla, and the green salsa and a bit of salt, and I am a happy camper. These tacos are amazing. They're easy to make. You can make a lot for a little amount of money, which makes it even better. I hope you all enjoyed my El Pollo Loco crunchy chicken taco and green salsa dupes. Let me know in the comments section if you tried them. Now let's get to how are the girls and I doing. On the 9th of June, it will be, gosh, I can't even believe I'm saying it. It will be 5 months that Ray has been gone. And the time didn't feel like it was going as fast when he was here as it is now. I think that because it was such a hard journey and a long journey and an agonizing journey, it almost felt like torture watching him decline and pass. The days felt like weeks. And now I don't know why the time is flying by, but yeah, on the 9th, Ray will have been gone for 5 months. How are the girls and I doing? Well, I would say that the grieving is still there, and it's there's a cycle I feel like we're going through, and I was very naive to think that I could bounce back onto YouTube and be okay as quickly as I thought. And so many of you kept telling me to take the time I needed to grieve, and I think naively I thought that I had done the majority of my grieving before Ray passed, because we were doing the anticipatory grief. And so I thought that because I knew it was coming, I just didn't know what day or when, that the grieving, I guess that the grieving wasn't gonna be as much, because I knew and I had already started grieving. But that wasn't the case at all, and the grieving is completely different after he passes, obviously, versus the anticipatory grief. And you know, there's just parts of it that are really hard. In the beginning, I was able to go to Ray's house a lot, and it brought me comfort. Now I can't really go there. When I go there and open up the door, it smells like Ray, and that's really, really hard. And now it's really hard to go there and see all of his belongings and not know what to do with them. And I'm not in a place where I can do anything with his belongings, and I know that that time is coming, because we can't hold on to everything forever, and we have to make decisions when it comes to his house. And I just can't even stomach it right now. You know, I've had people say, why don't you have somebody do it for you? And that just doesn't feel right to me. And so I don't know, you know, for now, I'm just gonna leave it be. And when the time feels right for Kayla and I, we'll go through his stuff, but the time isn't now. I can't stomach even getting rid of anything right now. And the time will come where I need to, and I know we do, and we will, but it's not right now. I think right now, we're just trying to learn how to live again. And that's been the struggle, is when something consumes your life for almost 2 years, such as battling cancer with somebody and fighting for their life. Your life and the things you do or the things you enjoy doing kind of fade into the background because your focus is fighting for your loved one's life and encouraging them to stay positive and be in the fight and battle this awful disease. And I feel like you lose yourself in that journey and in that battle. And since Ray has been gone, I don't know that I feel guilty living life. I wouldn't say that that's what it is. It's more like I don't know how. And I don't know why I don't know how. I just don't know what it looks like. I don't know how to get back into a routine. And that's something that my therapist, Ellen, and I are working on is, okay, this week, instead of jumping full blown back into life as I once knew it, it's about gradually doing it so I don't feel overwhelmed and anxious. And so that's what we're working on now, is just focusing on little bits of what I can do each week and then gradually move on to adding more and more, which totally makes sense because I've done that in other aspects of my life when I was grieving other losses. And so I don't know why I wasn't putting it together work-wise. I kind of felt like it was all or nothing, and I don't know why I had that mentality, and I felt like I was failing if I couldn't do all or nothing, and I'm not. I just need to take the time I need and accept the pace that I can do, and that's what we're doing. Allie is almost done with school for the year, and it was a really hard year for her to go back in person for the first year being back in person. Allie didn't go back in person immediately after COVID. She stayed online for 4 years because we saw her academically doing well and doing better online. But we knew with what was going on with Ray that I didn't want her doing school at home anymore. I don't think she wanted it either. She needed an outlet and she needed to get out and socialize and be amongst people. And it was a healthier environment for her to learn in versus being at home and seeing Ray during her school day. I just felt like it was kind of counterproductive and it would cause her to be a bit distracted and not stay focused. And so she did go back and she's been very happy. And she's finished the school year off with an A average, a 4.0, both semesters. And I couldn't be more proud of her. That's been something that maybe it was like a do as I say, not as I do type of thing with Allison, but it was okay, Ray's cancer and his disease doesn't get to define you, and you don't get to use it as an excuse to derail and go down a dark path of kind of letting everything that you've worked so hard for go. And I'm hearing myself say that right now. And I'm thinking like, wow, Kelly, you're doing that though yourself, but I'm not allowing Allie to do that. And I think it was just because I needed to focus maybe on one instead of two, or maybe I'm making an excuse right now. I don't know, rationalizing, but nonetheless, Allie has done amazing in school, and she finished this year off on the principal's list with a 4.0, and she's going to be getting another award for that, which I'm so excited about. And I couldn't be more proud of her. She's a strong young lady, and I'm proud of her resilience and her determination and her strength. As for Kayla, she a couple weeks after Ray passed, she got her bachelor's degree. She is now working toward her master's. She just got accepted into the credentialing teaching program that she needs to get into in order to be a teacher. And so this Tuesday, she has a big interview that she has to do before the board of the school, the university that she's going to be going to see, I guess, if they accept her. And I think they do it based on majority votes on the board after her interview. I don't doubt that she's going to get in. I know she's going to knock this interview out of the park. But she did pass her CBEST test in order to be a teacher. She passed that on the first try, and I think that one is more like a general ed based test. And then she had to take the CSET, which is more subject based. And Kayla's major is political science and history. And so she wants to be a history teacher in either junior high or high school while she's working for her master's, because she does ultimately want to teach political science at a university. And that is where her passion is. And so she did take the CSET, and that test is broken up into 3 tests that are 3 hours each. And she passed 2 of the 3 the first time, and one of them she didn't pass by 1 point. She needed 220 to pass, and she got 219. And I think that was the civics and economics, which is not her favorite, I guess, part or subject when it comes to political science. And so she does have to retake that, and so she can take it 45 days after she got her test results. And so I think she's got about another 3 weeks to go before she can test for that again. And I don't doubt that she'll pass it now that she knows what she needs to study for. And she is back at work. She's working 4 days a week, and she is finding her way, and she is grieving. And I would say that all 3 of us are definitely grieving differently, and that's okay. We're allowed to, and we just appreciate how each of us is grieving, and we each respect it, because we're all 3 different individuals, and we're just staying in therapy because it's what we need to do. And our therapist Ellen is amazing. I don't know what I'd do without her. Honestly, she is a supportive strength that we need, that is getting us through this, and I am forever grateful for her. You know, we get asked a lot if we're gonna do anything this summer. You know, it's the first summer after 2 summers since Ray passed, and I don't know what this summer looks like for us, honestly. I think when somebody passes and you're just trying to get back to life or find a new normal, it's hard for me to want to go and do something and be in the mindset of being able to go have fun, enjoy it, and have the energy to do it, and not just go do it to say that we did it. And I know that we need to do something for Allie, because it's been a couple summers since she's done anything. And so I think we'll maybe just go to Disneyland or something for a couple of days, and that will be our trip for the summer. We did buy season passes for the 2024-2025 snowboarding season, and so I just bought 3 of those for us so we could go back this coming winter and snowboard again, because we hadn't snowboarded in 2 seasons. And so that's another normal that we're going to get back to, that I'm looking forward to. And so it's baby steps and us progressing and finding our way back to normal. Other than that, I've just been really working around the house and doing a lot of projects around the house that kind of fell below the wayside while Ray was sick, that I kind of let go. Things had broken that I wasn't fixing, and so I'm really just trying to get the house back up to working order again, getting everything fixed that was broken, and the list was longer than I thought, but you know what, we're making a dent in it and it's getting done. And that really is the extent to what is going on in our life. I'm looking forward to creating content and doing it at my pace, getting it back up and interacting with you all and just finding life again. That really is all that there is to this update. I am looking forward to updating you again in a month, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. But until then, I have got a DIY that is done and filmed. I just need to edit it, that I will be posting this week. You will actually get 3 videos this week, and so I'm proud of that. So you'll want to stay tuned for those. And until then, just make sure that you're staying happy, safe, healthy, and more than that, we all need to find a way to stay positive and to keep on going, because I'm sure trying. Bye for now, everybody. Happy Sunday.